Hello, everyone. So yeah, Steve's been talking quite a lot about fintech, blockchain, open banking, deep learning, and I just thought I'd give you quite a niche example of what's happening in the industry and actually how it all works. So at Link, we're working mainly with open banking and blockchain to make payments much more efficient and create kind of the new future of a payment scheme. So it's revolved around consumers, businesses, and third-party providers coming together into one place. So this is the current system and how it works. Every payment you make, every card transaction in a store, every online payment that you use your card number, your Apple Pay, your PayPal, it goes through the current card schemes and the payment rails that they were built 50 years ago. They're riddled with fraud, they're slow, they're inefficient, they're expensive, and they just weren't built for the internet in mind. So every payment, it takes 3 to 4 working days to settle. So when you pay for something, when you buy your coffee, it actually arrives in the business account of the business in 3 to 4 working days. And they lose, on average, 2 to 6% of the transaction fee. Online payments are even worse. It can be up to 15% per transaction. This is simply because the system was built such a long time ago, and there's so many different parties that have to come together to make it work. And of course, as there's different parties, everyone wants a little bit of a cut, and it becomes very expensive, it becomes very slow, and there's just all the data communication that has to go on. It just makes it, a lot of fraud can happen in the middle. So with Link, we use blockchain and open banking to make this much, much quicker, much more streamlined and cheaper. So as Steve was going on about blockchain and how it works, right now everyone has to trust each other. Right, everyone has different centralized servers that have to communicate with each other, and everyone kind of has to agree that everyone's being honest and truthful. And of course, this has its own issues. With blockchain, however, everyone's automatically kind of communicating in unison. Everyone knows what everyone else is doing in a secure, controlled manner, and no one can ever change anything or lie to other parties without everyone else finding out and kind of being flagged up automatically. This is why it's such an important part of what's going on right now. It's such disruptive technology. And then open banking is completely brand new. It came live, parts of it anyway, earlier this year, and then the rest of it will be towards the end of next year. And it allows much more access to bank accounts, European-wide and then soon to be worldwide. This was fought against by numerous parties who are obviously vested in the current old scheme, but unfortunately they lost. So it's much better for the consumers, for businesses, for third-party providers, because innovation can come and disrupt the market and bring new technologies and actually have access to these different parties. And we're one of these companies. So with us, payments arrive immediately. When you pay for something, the business doesn't have to wait 3 to 4 working days. They get the money instantaneously, and they pay a maximum of 0.5% rather than several percent up to 15%. So it's much cheaper, it's much faster, and there's much more communication that can happen. So for instance, have you ever wondered why when you pay for something, you don't actually know what you've bought? All you know is you bought a Starbucks, but it doesn't tell you what you bought, which is how much you've paid. That's just a small example of the lack of communication that happens within the current network. So we do this by connecting directly to the bank accounts, so the consumer can access all of their accounts and authorize them to access other third-party providers. The point-of-sale systems, these are the businesses, these are the e-commerce platforms, these are kind of all the sellers. And then the Stellar Decentralized Exchange is a mechanism that's is built entirely on a decentralized blockchain, and it allows the swift, instantaneous transacting between different currencies and cryptocurrencies. So the fees there are almost impossibly low. It's a millionth of a penny to actually do a conversion between currencies, and it's ridiculously fast as well. So we kind of connect everyone together through blockchain to make sure that all parties that are coming together are secure. I'll keep doing this. So what Link does is it connects the consumers, the businesses, and the third-party integrators. I'll go over what the consumers can do today, as it will take a long time to go through the rest of it. But essentially, how it works is the consumer can, we've got a main application that everyone can add all of their bank accounts to. Your NatWest, your RBS, your HSBC, your Barclays. You can also add your cryptocurrencies to it, your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your Stellars, and it's all in one application. And you can use this application to log into different service providers and give them access to your account, and you can track all of it from one place. You also get a card that comes with it, and this card has access to your entire account. So through one card, you can pay for your Barclays account, your NatWest account, your Ethereum, your Bitcoin account, and it also comes attached to all the loyalties and rewards. So you no longer need to have your gift card from Starbucks. It's all automatically ingrained into one. So when you go and use that card or the app for the 7th time at Starbucks, you'll get your free coffee without having to do anything new. So it kind of accumulates all these things together into one place, and that's basically what fintech is all about these days. It's kind of amalgamating different sectors and making it more efficient for the consumer. So it's very, very simple. You just get sent a card. If you want to use the card, you scan it, you choose a PIN number. You can do all the cool stuff that Steve was talking about earlier. You can freeze your card, you can change your PIN number on the fly. You can have virtual cards. It's very streamlined and easy to use. The link is more than just the consumer side, of course. It's more of a gateway that can be used by third parties to integrate with. The API you can see online, chain.link.eu, is for applications that connect to us rather than using PayPal or Stripe, which are really bloated with fees. They're very inefficient, they're slow. So I think Stripe was 6 days to receive the money, for instance. And then there's the anchors, so these are the different payment gateways. So our network is more universal. You don't necessarily need to have any of the parts that we created. You'd be able to log into this network with your NatWest account, for instance, or your Monzo account, and connect to the new scheme that we're working on making. So we've got several patents pending, of which we've had a lot of assistance with from NatWest. NatWest is really, really helping us in multiple different ways in the FinTech Accelerator. So they provide us with support from, whether it's compliance or regulatory, or security, and they also offer key access to within the bank itself, and it's individuals who have specific expertise in areas that are very useful to us. So, and obviously it's a massive bank, and they've got all their connections, all their partners. So they've actually helped us build our team and kind of get to where we are today. So if you have any questions regarding fintech or blockchain or open banking, our emails are there, and feel free to get in touch. Thank you.
I think the other thing that's really interesting to mention is that you've recently been accepted into another accelerator program.
Oh yeah, so there's by Visa.
Okay, so Visa have accepted someone into their accelerator program who basically wants to take Visa out. I think that goes along to the lines of, as a fintech business, it's sort of keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So they want to know what's going on in the fintech space, and basically brought fintech into their program that basically wants to take them out of the model.
So what I was saying earlier about these guys fighting against the new legislation, PSD2 open banking, it was mainly Visa and MasterCard. They've been battling it for the last 10 years or so, and they finally lost. And now if they don't kind of step up and play the game, they're going to be out of the game. So they've recently opened a massive $100 million fund, and they're kind of investing in open banking-based solutions to kind of keep up with what's going on.